Okay, hello everyone. First of all, I would like to welcome all of you to attend our seminar today. The subject of the seminar today is changing technologies in accountancy and finance. My name is Hümeyra Adıgüzel. I am Associate Professor Doctor at Bahçeşehir Üniversitesi at Faculty of Economics, Administrative and Social Sciences. As you know, accounting profession nowadays need to discover the use of innovative technologies as other professionals. And there are many advances such as cloud computing, artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc. And these new methods are required to optimize accounting tasks of them. And accountants, as you know, must keep up with these technologies to serve their clients better. We also, the accounting lecturers, need to be familiar with advances in technology to give necessary skills to our students because we want our students be successful in their professional lives if they want to be an accounting professional or a finance professional. As Bahçeşehir University, we have a collaboration with ACCA. Today, Ms. Demiröz is with us. She is the head of Turkey of ACCA and New Market Developments. She is from Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. And as Bahçeşehir University, we have a collaboration with them. Business Administration Department of Bahçeşehir University is an exemption accredited program. We have some exemptions for some of our courses. And our students after graduation, if wants to take ACCA certificate, ACCA certificate, they do not enter some of the modules of the ACCA exams. So we are very happy as Bahçeşehir University to have this right from ACCA. Thank you very much to Filiz Hanım to enable us to this exemption. We hope to extend our collaboration with ACCA. We hope to add other departments also to this collaboration. We will work together to improve it. And now I want to give floor to Ms. Demiröz to make a very beneficial presentation to us about the changing technologies in accountancy and finance. Hello, Ms. Demiröz. Here you are.
Thank you very much, Hümeyra Hocam, for the kind introduction. And hi everyone. It's great to be with you today in this webinar, and welcome to our webinar. Today we will be talking about the changing technologies in accountancy and finance. We have been talking about technology more than ever before. It has become so much integrated to our lives, and now today we are going to discuss how it's changing to the profession as a whole, and particularly the audit part of the profession. So before starting, Associate Professor Hümeyra has already introduced, but I will give a brief introduction of myself. I am the head of ACCA in Turkey and new markets, and those new markets include 15 countries in 4 continents, I guess, from Brazil to Nepal, Afghanistan, South Korea, and Japan. And I would like to thank again Hümeyra Hoca for the invitation for our second webinar now at Bahçeşehir University. And as Hümeyra Hoca has kindly mentioned, Bahçeşehir University is one of the accredited programs in Turkey, and we are very happy about it, and we hope to further increase our collaboration going forward with Bahçeşehir University. So it's a great pleasure for me to be with you today and share ACCA's insights on changing technologies in accountancy and finance and the digital skills that accountancy and finance professionals need in a digitally transformed world. So what I'm going to talk about today will be a brief introduction of ACCA, the organization that I'm representing, the business world today, and the changing technologies in audit, and the digital accountant survey, a very recent one that we have held, and which gives very significant insights in the digital skills that are needed in a digitally transformed world. And moving on to ACCA. ACCA is the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, and we are the world's most forward-thinking global accountancy body. We believe that accountancy is vital for economies to grow and prosper, and this is the reason why we work with all over the world to build a profession and make society fairer and more transparent. We believe that this is the main role of the accountants in the economy. And we are committed to the development of a strong global accountancy profession since our foundation more than 100 years ago. So ACCA was founded in 1904. So this is our 116th year this year. And in a snapshot, this is ACCA reflected in numbers. So we have more than 219,000 fully qualified members and more than 500,000 future members worldwide in 179 countries. And our members and future members are among the best and most highly sought after accountants, and they work in any sector that you can imagine. ACCA works through a network of 110 offices and centers and more than 7,500 approved employers. So we work very closely with the business world. We have a strong network of more than 300 approved learning partners all over the world. And of course, another part of the profession is academy. And we have close to 2,000 exemption accredited programs, which proudly Bahçeşehir University is among these programs. And today I'm going to share findings based on some research work that our Professional Insights Department has done recently. This Professional Insights team is based in London, and they are in charge of seeking answers to the big questions on accountancy and finance and sharing the findings as widely as possible. So our Professional Insights team is made up of subject matter experts from all areas of the accountancy profession, and they gather information and opinion on the accountancy and finance profession in countries across the world. Our Professional Insights team share their insights along with practical suggestions on how to tackle the big issues in the world of accountancy and finance, owing to a combination of webinars and interactive sessions, practical guides, research reports, and tools. Their research reports are accessible online through our website, accaglobal.com, and also our app that you can download and access freely. It's the ACCA Insights application. This is currently used by more than 40,000 accountants worldwide and is award-winning. And now, before moving on to changing technologies in audit, I'd like to start with a question. So we know that businesses are led with certain people whose designations start with the letter C. So in your opinion, who is leading the businesses today? Well, I can hear like everybody is saying COVID-19. Yes, this term has very recently entered our lives, just this year, but completely changed our lives. Not only lives, it's changed the way governments are dealing with issues. It's changed everything that we face every day. And businesses are no exception to that. So yes, nowadays, COVID-19 is leading the businesses. So this is the reason why I'm going to start talking about the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on global economies and business. And I'll use ACCA's recent global researches to do that. So COVID-19 has been something unprecedented in the past century, having revealed how vulnerable the world economy is to an invisible enemy. Millions of people have been infected, so now it's more than 6 million people, unfortunately, and billions are under lockdown. So we can see disrupted supply chains and operations, collapsing economic activity. There are estimates of GDP fall from 3% to 30%. The UK Ministry of Finance expects 30% in Q2 this year. So this is a dramatic change. And there is dramatic rise in unemployment, and there is a transformation of workplaces. And some advanced companies have easily switched to working from home practices, and this has not been that easy for some of them. And most businesses are under stress. Hospitality and leisure industry, aviation and events industry, they are under stress in all over the world. On the other hand, so there is a lot of uncertainty around going concern of such businesses. But has anyone seen the benefits of COVID-19 in terms of business? Well, yes, we can say that the retailers, telecom and biotech firms have been those who have been able to increase their earnings. But of course, they have faced a lot of challenges. On the other hand, we can see a global policy response to COVID-19 crisis. The governments are committed to doing whatever it takes to support incomes and businesses, while central banks are providing liquidity and cheap funding on an unprecedented scale to prevent an economic depression. So we know that it may turn into an economic recession, but what we do not want definitely is an economic depression. We are optimistic that the economic recovery will eventually come with end of lockdown and hopefully no second waves. Supply side of economies may recover more quickly than consumer demand. We may need a few quarters to witness economic growth gathering momentum as economic conditions gradually improve. We may see pre-crisis level of economic activity from 2022 or even later. These are ACCA's predictions based on the recent researches that we have done. And the current crisis has shown us that we need to get used to this. Crisis is the new normal approach. So this is something we are hearing very frequently, but this is the reality. The world is undergoing rapid changes. The economic shocks will continue to occur, and they will continue to impact businesses. The need to respond swiftly to rapid changes is becoming more and more crucial. The accountancy and finance professionals, particularly the ones working at the SMEs, have an important role to help ensure business survival, particularly in the short term. The crisis will be a spur for innovation and different ways of doing business. And the digital transformation of organizations, the changes in business models, the impact of the global sustainability agenda, the need for more resilient organizations will enable the accountancy and finance professionals to have an enhanced role in the middle and long term. More than ever before, businesses will be relying on digital accountants, as we call them, who have a deep understanding of the business models and data flows, and where physical is replaced by virtual, and who can lead the organization beyond the current and upcoming crisis. So the world is changing fast, and with changes in technology, we can say that technology is transforming the accountancy professional and has the potential to revolutionize audit. So what drives technological change in audit? In order to find out, our professional insights team prepared a report on audit and technology in joint collaboration with the Chartered Accountants Australia and New Zealand last year. The report consists of the findings from interviews with audit practitioners and technology experts in the audit profession and panel discussions held in certain countries. And though the report was prepared last year, you will see how relevant it is to the current conditions that we are experiencing today. And this report identifies what is driving technological change in audit and explores which technologies are changing audit and concludes with what all these changes mean for young accountancy and finance professionals who are interested in pursuing careers in audit. So, shall we explore these briefly? Okay, one of the drivers of change in audit is definitely the increase in volume of data. The volume of transactions and data in businesses has increased dramatically since 2016 and is expected to keep increasing in the future. It has been estimated that over 90% of the world's data has been generated since 2016, and significant amounts of it are financial data. So this development requires the need for latest technological tools to analyze a higher volume of data in the audits. The second one, changes in business models. In parallel with the changing economy and advances in the technology, business models across almost every industry change. For example, startup businesses now have business models based on advanced technologies. This development requires a need for complex audit procedures. The third one, general shift towards automation. So we can witness a shift towards automation in audit with technologically advanced tools such as cloud-based accounting systems. The shift towards automation with new technological tools have initiated the elimination of manual and routine tasks. On the other hand, shift towards automation has made data more easily and more widely available, easier to move between systems, easier to manipulate and analyze, and less prone to corruption and errors. And the fourth one is demand for forward-looking audits, a general expectation from the clients and the public. The use of advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence and machine learning, blockchain, and data analytics can trigger a transformation in the audit profession. They change audit from a reactive and backward-looking exercise to a proactive, constant source of forward-looking insights. Demand for forward-looking audits can also provide an opportunity to help clients by providing timely insights while producing higher quality audits. So, until now, I have mentioned the factors that have triggered technological changes in audit. So now, we can talk about what are the main technologies impacting audit in detail. These technologies include distributed ledger technology, data analytics, robotic process automation, drones technology, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and some other new technologies that I will briefly discuss further. So of the main technologies impacting audit, maybe the main one is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence can be seen as an umbrella term for a group of technologies that enable the analysis of entire populations of data to identify patterns or exceptions. And artificial intelligence can liberate the auditors from repetitive mundane tasks and enable them to focus their time on deploying their skills, training, and judgment. One thing I think I need to note here is that I'm a former auditor. Actually, I have been an auditor for 16 years. And when I started the audit profession, and that was many years back, 25 years ago, so testing the whole population, that was not something that we would dream of. So there were methods of selecting items for testing. But now, with artificial intelligence, the auditors can test the whole population. And without the need for extrapolation or doing other analysis, they can identify any audit differences or even instances of fraud very easily. So this is a significant add-on for tool for the auditors. And the other technology that's impacting the audit is robotic process automation. This is often mistakenly thought as a form of artificial intelligence, but it is a software that can be easily programmed or instructed by end users to perform high-volume, repeatable, rules-based tasks. It can be used when the output of one financial process needs to be the input of another one. It has many benefits to offer to auditors. They cover repetitive, mundane, time-consuming tasks by working non-stop and faster with accurate and scalable results. And the next technology is data analytics. Some firms are already using data analytics as part of their transactions testing. And data analytics allow auditors to use 100% of a population's transactions when performing their tests. The data analytics can improve the quality of analytics and forecasting and increase the rate of fraud detection, as the ability to analyze data can spot opportunities and threats, make better decisions, and give insights for clients. The next one is machine learning. Machine learning uses statistical analysis to generate predictions or make decisions from the analysis of large historical data set, and machine learning can achieve surprising levels of accuracy quite quickly. Furthermore, its predictions can be both backward and forward-looking, but machine learning is crucially dependent on the data it learns from. This means the possibility of bias and repeating human errors and bias that it has learned eternally. So if it has learned from a process that contained errors, there is a risk that machine learning can repeat the errors going forward. And natural language processing is another technology that's impacting audit. Natural language processing refers to the ability of the computer to recognize and understand human speech. This data can be anything from recordings of phone calls to board minutes or postings on social media, which are unstructured and therefore require an understanding of natural language. It's considered to be speedy and efficient. The information retrieved is also beyond traditional financial statements. The next one is deep learning. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning. It more closely mimics human learning through the use of artificial neural networks to perform more complex tasks, such as visual object recognition. Having been deployed by the Big Four accountancy firms, deep learning is able to analyze a range of internal and external sources and can detect signs of concealment or falsification and deception in audit. The next one, drone technology. Drones are the aerial component of the Internet of Things, the constantly growing number of devices and sensors connected via an Internet protocol, IP. So agriculture is an example of sectors that drones can be adopted in auditing. Big Four accountancy firms are interested in using the drone technology in inventory inspection. PwC recently announced its first stock count audit and opencast mine using drone technology. And we've also heard in a recent conversation that KPMG has acquired drones to use during stock counts. Distributed ledger technology is another main technology. It's a family of technologies that includes blockchain, is of great interest to both auditors and businesses. For auditors, distributed ledger technologies have become a sort of universal bookkeeping service, removing the need to reconcile multiple databases of records and providing a perfect audit trail. But the auditors still need to combine the ledger information with higher level auditor judgments based on the accounting principles. The next one is smart contracts. Smart contracts allow transactions to take place without any underlying basis of trust or even anonymously. Suggested uses include land registers and trade finance. The audit of smart contracts themselves is a requirement and is already a nascent industry. And the next one, cloud technologies. A cloud is hosted remotely and accessed remotely by generic devices such as tablets, PCs, or smartphones. It allows working remotely. reduces the complexity for auditors while providing high functionality and capacity at a low price point. However, the critical data they contain signals a need for cybersecurity and compliance with the relevant regulation. Moreover, the processing and storing of data in the cloud for cloud-based systems introduces new challenges around third-party management, data security, and confidentiality. As a result, auditors need to integrate more cybersecurity capability in the audits, rethink, and re-evaluate their approach in providing assurance around cloud systems. So, to sum up, we can say that among the available technologies, data analytics is currently the most mature and is currently being used by most firms. Machine learning is still not at the stage where it's embedded in everyday practice. Audit profession is still at a very early stage with artificial intelligence and has not embedded it as deeply as it could. But we must say that this research was run last year, and we know that during this COVID-19 pandemic, they have started to adopt some of these technologies already, like the drones that I have been speaking about. So going forward, we will see the quicker embedding of these technologies in the audit processes. And I think this is a very good news for the young friends here who want to be auditors, because you will not be involved in all these boring tasks, but will be involved with more tasks that require a higher level of knowledge and experience. And so, what do all these mean for young professionals? Technology offers the ability both to improve the quality of audit and to add value to it. It is gradually becoming a proactive, predictive, forward-looking exercise and is estimated to provide further opportunity to help businesses through timely insights. In the Audit and Technology report, our Professional Insights team has also explored what all these technological changes mean for auditors. So, according to the findings, we can say that human relationship between businesses and their auditors remain important. Albeit the technological changes, auditing is still a profession requiring teamwork, and robust technical and ethical competencies need to be accompanied by strong communication skills. Auditors now need to be hybrids, having auditing but also technological skills. So in audit, greater understanding of emerging technologies and their application will be required. This means that in addition to accountancy and auditing and financial skills, the young auditors will need to master some technological skills. And auditors will need to be more adaptable to change in the future. Auditors will need to acquire and develop relevant new sets of skills to execute higher value tasks involving judgment, intuition, and experience while maintaining a high standard of ethics, independence, and professional skepticism, and having sector-specific knowledge, business awareness, and global perspective. So until now, I have discussed how advances in technology can impact auditors, and accountants. It's obvious that immense changes are taking place for the professionals. And what are the key professional competencies or quotients that tomorrow's accountancy and finance professionals will need to develop and progress in their careers and most add value for employers and clients? So in a recent research that ACCA has done with the employers, we have identified 7 professional quotients for success, which is a combination of professional and technical knowledge, skills, and abilities, combined with interpersonal behaviors and qualities that the accountancy and finance professionals of the future will need to have to fit their role and stage of career and to add value to their organization and to their communities. So when we look at the quotients in detail, the first one, and at the very heart of it, is the technical and ethical competencies, which we call TEQ. So these are the skills and abilities to perform activities consistently to a defined standard. These are the technical areas which are based on an accountancy professional qualification. But in addition to these, we will require further competencies, which include intelligence, IQ. We all know what IQ is, and this is the ability to acquire and use knowledge, thinking, reasoning, and solving problems. And this is definitely something that the finance and accountancy professionals need to have. And it includes also taking on complexity, not looking for simple answers and embracing bigger responses to difficult questions, and then working out what will take to implement these responses. But intelligence by itself is not sufficient to be successful in today's and tomorrow's world, because we're talking about artificial intelligence. So a lot of these tasks are being taken over by these machines. So what is needed and what those machines don't have is emotional intelligence, the EQ, emotional quotient. So this is the ability to identify own emotions and those of others, harness and apply them to tasks, and regulate and manage them. The embodiment of what it takes to tackle seemingly unsurmountable 21st century challenges with a personally developed voice that plays to their strengths and who they really are. So this is a very significant component of tomorrow's world. The other quotient is the creative quotient. It's the ability to use existing knowledge in a new situation, make new connections, explore potential outcomes, and generate new ideas. The other quotient is the vision quotient. It's the ability to predict future trends accurately by extrapolating existing trends and facts and filling the gaps by thinking innovatively. So one of the exams in ACCA's curriculum is named Strategic Business Leader. And that name by itself actually defines the professional of the future. So increasingly, finance and accountancy professionals are becoming strategic business leaders in the organizations. So that vision quotient is there, very important. So they're contributing significantly to the strategy of the firm as a whole with their vision. And another quotient is the experience quotient. It's the ability and skills to understand customer expectations and meet desired outcomes and create value. And the last of these quotients that we have identified is the digital quotient. I think we're talking about digital more than ever now, and it is really very significant quotient for success for the future as well. It's the awareness and application of existing and emerging digital technologies in areas of practice, strategy, and culture. And I'm going to discuss further the digital quotient, linking it to our recent research on the digital accountant. So this is a very recent survey that we have done, and the survey also identifies the digital skills that are needed in a transformed world. And we now all know that the digital is one of the key business phrases of the moment. And digital transformation is at the heart of modern business. So, but why do you think that digitalization has such a pivotal importance in today's business world? Well, businesses are now increasingly using digital to serve their customers. Online service, especially during this extraordinary crisis time, is a necessity and not nice to have anymore. As a result, organizations are no longer questioning whether to digitalize and are instead focusing on how fast they can embrace the opportunities and remain relevant to their customers. This leads the organizations to spend significant amounts on embracing this digital revolution. According to an estimate by Forbes last year, 70% of organizations either have a digital strategy in place or are working on one, and 60% of technologies that have undergone digital transformation have created new business models, and companies that gross over $1 billion a year now earn an additional $200 million over 3 years from digital transformation investment. So you can see how this investment pays back. And the need for the accountancy and finance professionals to understand the digital impact on businesses is far higher today than it was 20 years ago, or maybe even a year ago, because the digitalization is having a direct impact on accountancy and finance professionals from the way that they collect, verify, and utilize the increasing volumes of data. So the accountancy and finance professionals need to be on top of the evolutions constantly being affected by the digitalization and technology. The accountancy and finance professionals need to ensure that their digital skill sets develop appropriately and embrace the digital transformation with a digital mindset to better transform the organizations and better provide service to their customers. In order to identify the digital challenges the accountancy and finance professionals face and the digital skills they need to develop, we have conducted a research and a global research, and the results were published in this report, The Digital Accountant. And it was published in March this year, so just 2 months ago. In our research, we first wanted to know whether finance and accountancy professionals consider that digital skills are relevant to their profession. And 89% of them said, yes, digital skills are essential for our profession. And we also asked them whether they consider that they have the right level of digital skills required in the roles that they perform. And 63% of them said yes to this question. So there is this 37% who are not comfortable with the skills needed in this area. So we also asked several questions to better understand all expert ability of the accountancy and finance professionals in the digital skills needed in their profession. And you can see from this table the overall comparison among all expert ability in digital skills. And our survey found out that 81% of the professionals consider that they have expert ability skills in more traditional areas like spreadsheeting. 72% of them claim that they have expertise in enterprise resource planning, so ERP solutions. 69% of them suggest expertise in finance system strategies required. And one striking result is that only 20% of the professionals can say that they have expertise in emerging technologies such as blockchain, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. And only 13% of them claim that they have expert ability in coding, which is very low. And only 11% of them can say that they have expert ability in robotics. So this table indicates that the professionals are comfortable with the older digital technologies such as spreadsheets, ERP. However, we see that the accountancy and finance professionals need to be more comfortable with the new and emerging technologies and tools such as blockchain, artificial intelligence, machine learning, coding, so that they can enable organizations to maintain competitive advantage against their competitors in the transformed business environment of today and the near future. Today, digital has become a way of life for consumers and for businesses, and the evolution of technology and the digital landscape will continue. The integrated workplace of smart systems, smart cities, smart workplaces, and flexible working lives have already started to become a reality. The pace of change that we have seen in recent years and months and the emerging developments signal that the business model of today is likely to be far from the business models of 5 to 10 years' time. The advances in technology may evolve into areas that we have not yet anticipated. As a result, the accountancy and finance professionals need to be future ready and become digital native. This means that they need to have a robust and comprehensive digital skill set to improve their understanding of technology so that they will be successful in their careers, provide commercial advantage to their organizations, and deliver value to their customers. And how are we going to develop these digital skills? As a global accountancy finance professional body that's shaping the future of the profession, we believe that the future is bright for the young generation and new graduates who can combine three different sets of skills. We have already said that the accountancy and finance professionals need to become the digital natives with continuous learning. But they also need to have and cultivate other skills to solve the problems, to analyze the issues, to effectively present the conclusions, and ensure that their organizations do the right thing. As you can see in the graph, the accountancy and finance professionals need a deep technical and ethical skill set, which is the crucial and unique lens of the accountancy professional. They can gather this from a robust professional qualification, like we are providing the ACCA qualification, and from continuing professional development. Moreover, accountancy and finance professionals need to gain business skills or business acumen from their day-to-day experiences so that they will be able to provide commercial advantage for their organizations. And with the unique combination of strong technical skills and robust ethical principles, business acumen, and digital skills, the young accountancy and finance professionals can become the professionals that the business world needs. And here I will discuss very briefly how digitalization is embedded into ACCA qualification. So the ACCA qualification ensures that students are developed and assessed in all areas of accountancy and finance, and of course this includes digital. We have a competency framework, and the competency framework sets out comprehensively how ACCA qualified members and future members add sustained value to the organizations in which they operate now and into the future. And the framework describes the high standards of professional competence. So the ACCA qualification develops data, digital, and technology competency through a combination of exams, experience, and the ethics module. So as a result, the accountancy and finance professionals who complete the ACCA qualifications can identify strategic options to add value using data and technology, analyze and evaluate data using appropriate technologies and tools, apply technologies to visualize data clearly and effectively, and apply skepticism and ethical judgment to the use of data and data technology. And our candidates are exposed to digital during the ACCA qualification, including cloud, mobile technology, big data, data analytics, disruptive technologies, cybersecurity, and all elements of data, digital, and technology that you can think of. They have been embedded into ACCA qualification. And apart from the qualification, we have a very brand new certificate in digital innovation for finance, we call CERT-DIF. And this has been developed in partnership with Accounting CPD and is aimed at accountancy, finance, business, and advisory professionals who wish to develop their knowledge, skills, and awareness of innovations in digital technology and its impact on the finance profession. So this new certificate provides an opportunity to develop a broad range of technology skills with the curriculum aligning closely to the key insight from our report that I have just briefly talked about. It's aimed at accountancy, finance, business, and advisory professionals and new graduates who wish to develop their knowledge, skills, and awareness of innovations in digital technology and its impact on the accountancy and finance profession. And the certificate focuses on emerging technologies, future disruptors, and digital transformation. So there are no formal educational requirements to begin this certificate, and it offers the opportunity to gain formal recognition of the capabilities. It's divided into 4 sections, and the duration is 20 hours, which can be accessed within 12 months. So I have spoken a lot and would like to answer any questions that you might have. And thank you.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. Just a second. I will enable all microphones. So I give permission for your microphones if you have any questions related with presentation to Ms. Demiröz. Is there anyone else who wants to ask something? Okay, we may continue with the appendix if you want. You may give us some information related with how can they get a ACCA certificate. From your presentation, we understand we were knowing this previously also. We need to give some skills related with technology to our students. Also, they're in social sciences faculty. They need to have knowledge and skills related with information technologies. Maybe we can make a collaboration related with these to design some courses which includes also these technologies. Maybe we can collaborate in that way with ACCA to design our courses which includes these details.
Surely, we'll be happy to discuss further
with this. Our students, yes, most of our students are taking audit class in this seminar, and we are explaining traditionally them how they will make financial statement audit. We are mentioning about a financial statement audit, internal audit, but it is very important to give them that skills also, how they will face different technologies when they start their professional life. Okay, we may continue with the details related with ACCA if you want.
Sure.
They may ask
so
later,
we can move on to the next slides on ACCA. So the ACCA qualification, I can go through this briefly. So in the ACCA qualification, there are 3 stages of exams, plus an ethics and professional skills module, which is an online module, and there is the professional experience requirement. These 3 stages of exams start with applied knowledge. We have 3 exams in that level. And then there is the applied skills exams, in which there are 6 exams. And when you complete the first 9 exams and also the ethics and professional skills module, this is benchmarked to a bachelor's degree in the UK and also in many other countries. And we have a very specific collaboration with the Oxford Brookes University. So our students who have completed the first 9 exams and the ethics and professional skills module can apply to Oxford Brookes University and get a bachelor's degree from Oxford Brookes by completing a finance project. This is an online project that they have to complete, and then they get a bachelor's degree from Oxford Brookes University as well. So the next stage in the exams is the strategic professional level. And in the strategic professional level, there are 4 exams to be completed. But when you look at the chart here, you see 6 exams. So the first 2 of the exams are compulsory. You have to take both exams, strategic business leader and strategic business reporting. Then we have the options exams, 4 exams here. They are advanced financial management, advanced performance management, advanced taxation, and advanced audit and assurance. And you pick 2 of these exams. And once you complete the whole 13 exams, the ethics and professional skills online module, and when you have 3 years related experience in accountancy or finance related role, then you will become an ACCA qualified accountant. And this ACCA qualified accountant, the ACCA qualification, is benchmarked to a master's degree in the UK and in many other countries. The academic equivalence benchmark is a master's degree. And we have a very special arrangement with University of London. So our members who have completed the ACCA qualification, they can apply to University of London, and their application is approved. This is the first stage. I think you all know how difficult it is to get this from University of London. And then you complete a course in University of London, and then a strategic financial project. So 2 courses at University of London. Then you get a master's degree from University of London as well. So you can combine a professional qualification with academic qualifications on top of the degree that you're earning from Bahçeşehir University. So I think this is a summary of the qualification.
Okay. It is.
Yes.
There's a question from Ahmet. He's asking the degree will be given from Oxford Brookes. I think the bachelor's degree is given. The bachelor degree. From
Oxford Brookes. And for the master's degree, it's the University of London.
Okay, can I ask you a question at that point to make more clear for our students? What is the difference between ACCA qualification and the CPA certificate in Turkey? We are mentioning about in our class, they can get a CPA certificate in Turkey.
Well, the first thing is that ACCA is a global qualification. So it's recognized all over the world. We have members and future members all over the world. We are a network of more than 700 members and future members. And ACCA as a qualification is recognized not only in the UK, but in many other countries as well. So with ACCA qualification, you will have a qualification that is recognized by the authorities and also by the employers worldwide. I think employer recognition is another part of it. So the employers seek after accountants who have a global qualification like ACCA. So the ACCA qualified accountants are of high demand all over the world. And of course, the local CPA. This is a must for some of the accountancy and finance related roles. That if you are aiming for these in Turkey, like if you want to be an auditor, you have to be locally qualified. So, but you can build ACCA on top of the local qualification. So many of our, I think more than 90% of our current candidates are locally qualified and are doing ACCA in addition.
So in addition to local CPA certificate, they need to have ACCA qualification.
If they want to work
in UK, isn't it?
Yes, if they
is in UK,
but let's not limit it to the UK. In many of the countries abroad, ACCA is well recognized. And if you don't have a global qualification, then you might miss some really good opportunities. So we have actually many members, Turkish members also, working in many of the countries in Europe and in some other countries as well. So we are discussing these with them, the opportunities that they are facing, or why they have chosen ACCA. And a member of us, a Turkish member in the UK, said, if you're not ACCA qualified, well, you can't assume any role beyond an accounting chief. You have to be qualified to climb the career ladder. Otherwise, you have no chance, he said.
So at what level you recommend our students to get this certificate? Maybe after graduation, maybe 3 years later? If they are expecting a career in accounting, auditing, or finance,
they can start right after graduation, no need to wait. And whilst they're doing their ACCA, they can start working in a finance-related role, during which time they collect the professional experience requirement of 3 years. So they can do both. They can work and at the same time study towards ACCA and complete their professional qualification whilst they're in their early stages of career.
Yes. What is the best starting point to be a good accounting professional in the business life? for the new
Well,
graduates?
there are many options
you
for
recommend them?
those new graduates who are looking for careers in accountancy and finance. I think there are a lot of options. So the audit firms, audit and advisory firms, you know, they recruit hundreds of fresh graduates now. When I graduated, the numbers were so small. The opportunities there were really limited. But now, with the growth in business, they now have thousands of staff. So each year they recruit hundreds of new graduates. So this is one option. And also with the corporates, there are a lot of training opportunities for those who start a career with the large corporations. And there are also opportunities with financial institutions to start a career in accountancy and finance. And also there are different options like you can also become, for instance, internal auditors. This is also an area of the profession. So from the even exam names, you can see that there is a wide range of roles that can be undertaken as a result of choosing accountancy and finance for the career. And we can see that the career aspirations now are also changing. So it's not only the career ladder that you would start in a role and constantly go upwards, but there are also different trends that our colleagues from the young generation want to try other roles, want to get experience from other roles, and they can be in finance or in other areas, but then most of them come back to finance with a enriched, you know, experience. So I think there are many opportunities for our young friends who want to have a career in this area.
Yes, thank you very much. Burak asked a question about can we attend ACCA exams while we're on MBA? Which MBA you mean, Burak? MBA, are you going to make MBA after your graduation from the faculty? Okay. As I understand, you don't need to wait your graduation from bachelor's degree. You can start before graduation, isn't it? Especially for the experience part of the certification. You can enter 3 exams before your graduation. Then you can continue during your MBA study for the other levels, isn't it? So you are planning to go Canada. Okay, please, you can answer, yes, Ms. Demiröz, to the question of Burak. Burak is planning to go Canada.
Hümeyra Hocam, you're very right. So they can even start taking exams whilst they're studying at the university. And when you're doing your MBA, definitely you can continue to take the ACCA exams. And if you're...
But how can he satisfy the requirement for working at least 3 years? This is, as I remember.
So this 3 years professional experience requirement, you can get this experience at any stage. So for those who have already worked for 3 years and want to do ACCA, this is accomplished. But for our young friends who will start their careers, so they can take ACCA exams and at the same time work in a company, in a finance and accountancy related role. And these all will be counted towards the experience requirement. It need not be in a firm. It need not be consecutive. So you work for 3 months and then give a break, and then 6 months in some other role, give another break. So you can combine all these periods, and when it adds up to 3 years, this is satisfactory.
So So Melike is also asking about ACCA examination. After Business Administration Department, how can I prepare ACCA exam? Melike, in our university, we have an exemption accreditation with ACCA. For now, it is only for one course. What is it? It is Accountant in Business module. If you accomplish Financial Accounting 1 at the university, you will have an exemption from the Accountant in Business. So after your graduation, you need to enter other modules to get ACCA certificate. And how can they prepare, Ms. Demiröz? Is there any lessons given from ACCA?
Approved learning partners provide the training for our exams. And with, well, they have been providing this tuition through online and classroom trainings. But with COVID-19, you know, they have totally gone online now. And there are a lot of online learning options that all the students worldwide are using. And with COVID-19, actually, there are a lot of opportunities for discounts as well. So the learning partners are now providing this tuition at significant discount to ACCA students. So for those of you who would like to, who are graduating this year and would like to continue with ACCA, please get in touch with us because there is a very special pricing arrangement also for Bahçeşehir University that you'll take advantage of. And then the learning options that are there for you, there are many of them. And of course, people have different, you know, learning methods. So I'm sure that there is one really very suitable for you among those learning options that are readily available from our global learning partners.
Okay. Melike, actually, I recommend you to enter the first 3 exams before graduation because we are giving these courses at Bahçeşehir University, Principles of Accounting 1, Principles of Accounting 2, and we have also Managerial Accounting and Cost Accounting departmental elective courses. So your knowledge is fresh before your graduation. You can enter the first 3 exams maybe before graduation. Then after graduation, you may continue with applied skills. I can state corporate and business law, performance management, taxation, financial reporting. Audit and assurance also is a departmental elective course at Bahçeşehir University. I recommend all of you to take this course especially to get an idea what is it. So then you can enter these exams easily, isn't it? Are you agree with me? Ms. Demiröz, I recommend to take our students
well,
to
if they want, yes, sure, they
courses.
can start, and I'm sure that they will pass very easily these courses with the knowledge that you already provide at the Bahçeşehir University.
Yes, because the English levels of our students are very good. Yes, so they can easily accomplish the exams at the first level, at the experience level exams. So I trust them.
Yes.
I recommend them to enter these exams. So Mohammed asking, what about for someone who is graduating from logistic and management? Is it related? That's a very nice question. I said at the beginning that for now it is just for business administration, but we are planning to extend it for other departments with ACCA. I hope that we can complete it before your graduation.
Certainly work on that.
Mohammed. So I recommend you to take these courses, Principles of Accounting, Managerial Accounting, Cost Accounting, and Auditing. Melike asking, how many modules can we finish for ACCA? What do you mean by this, Melike? You need to finish 9 modules,
In total,
isn't it?
13.
Fiiz Hanım?
13 exams. 9 modules in the fundamentals
Totally
level,
13.
then 4 at the strategic professional level.
Is it a
Well,
must
actually,
to
when you
have
complete the
strategic
first 9
professional
exams,
level?
you get the ACCA diploma in accounting and business. But this is diploma level. If you want to get the whole qualification, yes, you need to take the strategic professional exams as well.
So Melike, if you complete the first 9 exams, you can get a bachelor degree at Oxford Brookes University, and you will just have a bachelor degree in accounting and finance. If you complete the strategic professional level exams, you will have ACCA certification. Am I true?
Yes, you're right. You're right. They get the
Hanım?
ACCA qualification plus a qualification that is equivalent to a master's degree. And if they want to do an academic work as well, they can apply for Oxford Brookes as well. Sorry, not Oxford Brookes, University of London for masters.
University of London. Mehmet asked, how can we apply this certificate
with certificate program, do you mean the certificate in digitalization or
exams?
The certificate program?
No, I mean, I understand that they are asking for how can we get this qualification.
You can get in touch with us, the Turkey office. Can you note the details of our office, so you can just get in touch with us, and we can provide you. Okay, so I see Turkey. You can reach us through email, through phone, and we can provide you further details. And how do you take exams? This is a very good question, IBK. So ACCA exams are held 4 times a year. These are in March, June, September, and December. So at the first week of these months, we hold our session-based exams. But the first 4 exams are on demand. So you just apply to our on-demand exam centers. We have British Council and ACMET, who is an CB center, and then agree on an exam date, which is within 1 month of your application, and take the first 4 exams. So they're computer-based, you can take them on demand. And the next 5 exams from the fundamentals level, they're session-based. So you have to take the exam in any of these 4 exam sessions, and they are also computer-based. So the first 9 exams are fully computer-based. You go to the exam center, you take the exam, it's computer-based. The next 4 exams, they have been paper-based until this year, but we have a transition plan. So all our exams are transitioning to computer-based. And in Turkey, we'll have the strategic professional level exams as well on computer-based from December this year onwards. So once our young friends reach that level, definitely they will be on computer-based as well. And to take exams.
So where is your exam center?
Okay, the exams are administered by British Council. So once our candidates make an exam entry, they have their My ACCA page. And through the My ACCA page, they see the exam venue. Exam venues are determined by British Council depending on the number of candidates taking the exam.
Melike is asking about work experience. Melike, you need to have at least 3-year experience before getting ACCA certificate.
Yes, this is true.
Isn't it?
This is true. So once you complete all the exams, and you complete the ethics and professional skills module, and you have 3 years work experience, then you get the ACCA license.
I think the most beneficial part of this certification is getting a bachelor's degree from UK. You just complete a project related with accounting and finance, and you will have a bachelor's degree after completion of the 9 exams. that will prove that you have a good knowledge about accounting and finance.
The students will already have a very credible degree from Bahçeşehir University. And in addition to that, they will have another degree from Oxford Brookes, which is a significant add-on for their careers. And it's a very good start to their careers, I must say.
Okay, Ahmet is asking about registration fees.
For registration fees, at ACCA, you don't pay things upfront. So when you register, you pay the initial registration fee, and it's £79. And then you pay exam fees as you take the exams. So you apply for an exam and pay for the fee of that exam during the application. So the first 3 of our exams are £80 each, and the next exams are, Ülgen, can you correct me if I'm wrong, £116, and at the strategic professional level, our exams are £130. And you pay these exam fees, as I said, only when you make an exam entry. But for Bahçeşehir University, we have a special arrangement. So there is a reduced initial registration fee. Ülgen, are you online?
Yes, Filiz Hanım, I'm online. I was trying to.
Okay. So can you give the details of Bahçeşehir University special arrangement?
Actually, we are still working on this arrangement, but we can provide you with an email whom attended to this webinar right after the session, if possible. Yeah. Ahmet, can you please provide me your email address so that we can directly send the details?
Okay, so being an accredited program, Bahçeşehir University graduates will benefit from special discounted initial registration fees. And also exemption fee as well. So currently there is one exemption. We will continue to work on further exemptions. And for the exemption fees as well, there will be special fees for Bahçeşehir University students and graduates.
Okay, please write your email address. They will send you an email about the fees detailing, special fees for the students of the Bahçeşehir University.
Okay, so we will be contacting you.
Copy and pasted a link of our website, which you can see all of the fees and exam initial registration and everything.
So these will be the standard fees, but we will send you the special fee arrangement for Bahçeşehir University.
Okay, we will send you email, Mehmet, Ahmet, about the discounted fees of Bahçeşehir University. That can be a good starting point for your career, having such a certification, which is internationally accepted. I always recommend my students a career in accounting because there are good career opportunities in accounting and finance. I recommend them always. Okay. Do you have any other questions?
And if you're aspiring for global careers, because I know that you don't like limitations or borders, and you want to have careers that you can pursue anywhere in the world. And for that, you need a career passport that's internationally valid, and ACCA is such a career passport that you can use anywhere in the world, that is recognized everywhere in the world. And I will give you an anecdote that we had with a with a CFO of a large Turkish group who has operations overseas as well. So this CFO has a very significant experience. He's been working for a long number of years, and he was the global CFO. And during a meeting, he met with a CEO of another large firm, and they exchanged, business cards. And the CEO looked at the card and said, "What's your qualification? I don't see any. I just see your name." And he said, "Well, I don't have a professional qualification." And he said, "How come you became a CFO having no professional qualification?"